Hey there and welcome back to Sims Sunday. My name is Pete and this is the series where we try to complete The Sims 3. And I have an apology to make, several in fact. First off, once again, this episode will be short. I'm still not done moving and there are still a few things I need to take care of today. And the other thing. For the new place, I got some new headphones, but I forgot to switch the audio output in the Story. So, and I hate to say this, but this episode won't have any in-game sound. So as Ahisha gets up early to feed Paul, I will just leave the background music running for this episode. I think of all the options available to me, that's the best solution here. Now that Paul is fed, Ahisha will take the car to drive to town. We have a bit of money from the last episode where Pete won another game, and I think it's time we make another investment. We are already partnered with all 5 businesses in town, and we have also started to buy them out. We already own the diner, and I think it's time we add another property to the list, and my choice at this point was the grocery store. It's a little cheaper than the restaurant or the spa, so after making the purchase we still should have some money left over. In the meantime, back at home, Paul continues to play the xylophone. He already did that for quite a few hours in the last episode, and this works towards his guitar skill even though it doesn't show, and he can only raise it to level 3 as a toddler, but at least that should happen today. And back to Ahisha we go. 20,000 simoleons are now well invested, we are proud owners of the grocery store, and Ahisha can go back home to partake in her favorite activity, searching the galaxy. And while Pete was asleep for all of the things that just happened, he is now finally awake. And his day starts with an opportunity, one for the handiness skill, and that looks manageable. We'll take it. Then, because Paul's bladder need is decreasing, Pete will continue to potty train his son. And we already did that a few times in the last episode, and if you have a look at the progress bar, Paul has almost learned to go to the toilet himself. And there it is, lovely. Paul is now potty trained, and that is after learning to talk, the second of the 3 essential skills for a toddler. Congratulations, now we only need to teach him how to walk. And before we get on with that, Pete has the wish to buy a dollhouse, I presume not for himself but for Paul. So let's buy one and fulfill the wish, and make room for a new one, which is much more rewarding. And that's to see Paul age up well, and I think we're doing a good job so far. Now, the downside to potty training is of course that you have to clean out the thing, so please Pete, if you don't mind. Thank you. And that is another star discovered by Ahisha. After the last episode, I did not expect this to go that fast. That marks halfway for the skill achievement, which requires her to discover 20 stars, and after things have been going so well, she can continue for another round. In the meantime, Pete has reached City Hall, where he is supposed to fix some election machines, and we get the message that Paul has learned everything he can from the xylophone, so let's quickly jump back home, have him stop playing, and focus our attention on a new skill. Playing with the blocks here will raise his logic skill. Once again, of course, that doesn't show just yet. We only get a progress bar towards something. But as I'm not 100% sure what Paul's career will be when he ages up, we might as well get a few points in the logic skill to start off with. Alright, Pete is done at City Hall, and that's a nice cash reward on top, and his carpool will arrive in about 90 minutes, so there really is no point going back home. However, he could use something to eat, and oh yeah, another star discovered by Ahisha. Wonderful. And then for Pete, let's take advantage of the discount diner lifetime reward and have him grab a snack at the restaurant. Back at home, now that Ahisha is done with the telescope, we can get started and teach Paul the 3rd essential toddler skill, and that is walking. A few minutes later, Pete has finished eating at the restaurant, his hunger bar is green and full, and he also has the amazing meal moodlet. He is still a bit stressed, so at work we'll have him hang with his teammates. His relationship to the teammates has decreased a bit in the past few days, and hanging out with them will also not produce as much stress as working normally would, so that seems like the best choice. Skipping ahead a bit, back at home, Ahisha and Paul have made significant progress. However, Paul's needs are starting to pile up, so let's take a quick break, have Ayesha feed him, and while she's at it, she can grab a bite to eat for herself as well. And then we can go back to Pete. His workday is about to come to an end, and looking at his work performance, there is a promotion in store for him today. And that promotion puts him at level 10 of the professional athlete career, opening up a few more ways to make money for him, but apart from that, completing the career path. So we can mark off another career on our completionist checklist, only 12 more to go. Pete returns home and everyone's busy. Ayesha is doing the dishes, Paul is, for the very first time, about to use the potty chair himself, while Pete himself will take a shower. After using the potty chair, Paul will continue to learn how to walk. He is getting a bit tired, but I think we can get this done today. As for Pete, after his shower he will leave again, and he will make use of a way to make money that we just unlocked by reaching level 10 of the professional athlete career. After reaching level 10, it's possible to do advertising deals for businesses in town, and I have chosen the bookstore to be Pete's first address. Meanwhile, back home, Paul continues to impress. He has just learned how to walk, and he has had a long day, so let's have Ayesha put him back in the crib so he can sleep, and then we can see that Pete apparently did an amazing job. He earns 1,500 simoleons, and that's just enough to purchase the property that we just did the advertising deal in, so let's go ahead and have him buy out the bookstore. At home, Ayesha can clean out the potty chair, and then wait for Pete to come home as well. Alright, we really decimated our family funds for this, but we now own 3 properties in town, which also fulfills a wish that both Pete and Ayesha had. And to celebrate their latest achievements, and also to get Pete's fun bar back up, well, there is one thing that does the trick. Ayesha will stay in bed and get some sleep, but for Pete the day is not done. With him we will explore the second way to make money after reaching level 10 of the professional athlete career, and that's to hold an autograph session. That can be done at any of the businesses in town, so once again we will return to the bookstore. There people will wait for us to sign their autographs, and the more we sign, the more money we make. If we leave them waiting for too long, they might become disgruntled and leave again, so it's a good idea to have Pete sign those autographs in the order that the people arrive in. And because there is a constant stream of new people, and signing autographs requires a bit of attention, as we constantly need to issue new commands for Pete, the whole thing takes quite a while, so let me just fast forward. Alright, autograph session is over and we earned 5,200 simoleons. Not too shabby, but now it's also past 3 AM and Pete definitely needs some sleep. So as he goes to bed next to Ayesha, who's almost about to get up again, another short but very successful Sims Sunday comes to an end. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.